What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to today's prediction video. For this one, finally the international break is over so we can get back to some actual club football. So for today's video, I thought we'd focus on the North London derby that is taking place this weekend on Sunday, the 15th of September, between Tottenham Hotspur and Arsenal in the English Premier League. We start off our team analysis with the home side here being Tottenham Hotspur. The last few matches for Tottenham have ended in one win, one draw, and one loss. Their last match was a 2-1 loss away at Newcastle in the Premier League. In these last few fixtures, Tottenham have scored 6 goals but have conceded 3. So they're getting the goals, but they're not very solid at the back. The first player I'd like to talk about for the Lily Whites has got to be their attacking focal point right now, Son Heung-min. In 3 appearances, the South Korean has scored 2 goals. Son Heung-min is such a dynamic player. He loves running with the ball, but he's also a complete team player. A lot of the time you see Son looking to bring others into the game. He's very good at scoring goals, but he's also very good at creating goal scoring opportunities for others. Next up, I'd like to talk about English attacking midfielder James Maddison. In 3 appearances, Maddison has managed to rack up 2 assists. With James Maddison, you get that typical number 10 playmaker kind of player. A player who likes to play in the hole between the opposition midfield and defense and just pick passes, trying to poke holes in their defense and just getting others into good goal scoring situations. What I like about James Maddison is he is actually capable of scoring goals as well, but we haven't yet seen that goal scoring James Maddison that we did see at Leicester City. Finally, I'd like to talk about Argentine centre-back Christian Romero. In 3 appearances, Romero has managed to score 1 goal. From a defending point of view, Romero is solid, he's strong, he's tall, he's very physical. But sometimes I do call into question Romero's composure. A lot of the time we do see him making rash challenges, flying into tackles that are just unnecessary, and either giving away free kicks or sometimes even penalties. For the away side, Arsenal, the last few fixtures for the Gunners have ended in 2 wins and 1 draw, so they come into this one on a bit of an undefeated streak. Their last match, unfortunately, was that 1-1 draw at home against Brighton. In these last few fixtures, the Gunners have scored 5 goals and conceded just 1. So Arsenal are getting goals, but they're also keeping it very stable and solid at the back. The first player I'd like to talk about for the Gunners has to be German attacker Kai Havertz. In 3 appearances, Havertz has scored 2 goals and provided 1 assist, so that is effectively a goal contribution every game. For me, Kai Havertz is not your typical target man who plays as an out-and-out number 9. He's more of a false 9 kind of player. A lot of the time you see Havertz dropping deeper in to just build up with his teammates or to just try and bring somebody else into the game as well. Next up, I'd like to talk about English winger Bukayo Saka. In 3 appearances, Bukayo Saka has scored 1 goal and provided 3 assists. Bukayo Saka comes out on that right wing as a player who is so quick, so difficult to defend against in 1v1 situations. Bukayo Saka is capable of cutting in and taking shots to apply pressure on the opposition goalkeeper, or he can go out wide and cross the ball in for a player who is arriving in late. Bukayo Saka for me is Arsenal's best player, a player who has magic in his boots, a player who can turn the game on its head in a split second. And finally, I'd like to talk about midfield general Jorginho. The Italian has been on Arsenal's team sheet for all of their matches this season, but he hasn't played as yet. And I think now Jorginho will be given that opportunity. Arsenal will be missing some players in midfield, and I think they will be looking to bring in a player who can just provide a bit of stability and give them a solid foundation on which to mount their attacks. And Jorginho is exactly that. This is a player who can chase after the ball, win it back for you, and then operate as a deep lying playmaker from those central positions. Okay, looking at the head to head, the last five fixtures between Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur have ended in the three wins for Arsenal, one win for Tottenham, and then just one draw. So we can already see that technically history favours the Gunners in this one. In these last five meetings between the two, Arsenal have scored 10 goals, while Spurs have scored 8. So it's actually pretty close when it comes to goal contributions in this match. Both of these teams, however, are very good at scoring goals in this fixture, so I'm expecting to see a lot of goal mouth action in this one. When we look at the table right now, Arsenal find themselves in 4th position on 7 points, while Tottenham find themselves in 10th position on 4 points. For the Gunners, they'll be looking to apply as much pressure as possible on the teams that are above them on the league table. For Spurs, I think they're still going to be prioritizing a top 4 spot this season, and they need to do a bit of work to move from 10th to those Champions League spots. Right now, in terms of team news, Arsenal will be missing Calafiori, who has already made an impact at the Emirates, Tiani, who plays at left back, and then Tomiyasu, who plays at right back. So defensively, there are some issues for the Gunners. In terms of the midfield, they'll be missing the services of Merino and Odegaard through injury, and then Declan Rice will be unable to play for the Gunners due to him picking up a red card in their previous fixture. For Spurs, they'll be missing Van de Ven centrally in their defensive structure, and up front, they'll probably be missing centre forwards like Richarlison and Solanke through injury as well. So I think right now, in terms of the players available to Ange Postecoglu at Tottenham and Mikel Arteta at Arsenal, I think Arsenal come up a little bit shorter in terms of who's available to them. Unfortunately, that is due to the sheer amount of injuries plaguing Mikel Arteta's team right now. Regardless, I still expect to see both teams line up in a 4-3-3 attacking formation, just looking to move the ball out wide to their wingers, who will do most of the attacking for them. Spurs, I think, will favor playing a counter attacking style. It works best for them and allows them to make use of their pace out wide. Players like Son Heung-min can just get in 1v1 situations, beat defenders, and then just apply pressure all the time. For Arsenal, I think they're a little bit more flexible. They have players who can control the game centrally, so if Arteta feels like playing a possession style, they can do that. But if they feel the need to take things up a notch and increase the tempo, they can play on the counter attack as well. They have players like Bukayo Saka, like Leandro Trossard, and now Raheem Sterling as well, who can just beat players out wide for pace and then just get at the opposition goal. For me right now, the form and the chemistry between Kai Havertz and Bukayo Saka has become something very, very pleasant to watch. The two have a kind of mental link that borders on telepathy, if you ask me. I think Arsenal also have proven that they are capable of winning in this fixture, both home and away. So, home ground advantage, I think, doesn't count for too much in Spurs' favour. I've been waiting to see James Maddison link up with Son and just become that number 10 player that we saw at Leicester, and he's yet to do so. I think Spurs will be very, very happy about the return of one Udogi, who missed out large periods of the season due to injury, and I think that was why Spurs struggled as much as they did. But I think Arsenal, just the sheer amount of quality they have both on the pitch and on the bench, just I think outweighs Spurs a little bit too much. If things are not going according to plan for Arsenal, they can look to bring on Raheem Sterling or players like Trossard as well, who can just come on and change the game. I think Arsenal will be missing the services of Declan Rice, but I don't think it's enough for Spurs to be able to win this one. I think Rice does bring a certain degree of control into the game, but it just won't be enough considering that Arsenal don't even need to have that control centrally to be able to score goals. Regardless, when I look at Arsenal, I see a team that is fluid. I see a team that is flexible, a team that always has a plan B. Players who have the individual talent to take a match on and to win it with their individual performances. So, from me, I'm going to give this one a final match prediction of Tottenham Hotspur 0, Arsenal 2. I think the Gunners have just too many players who can change the game, And I think Spurs are still struggling to just find themselves. There's too many players at Spurs who I think have yet to link up. That is it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Unfortunately, we do seem to have fallen out of YouTube's algorithm over the last few weeks. So I would really appreciate it if you guys enjoyed the video to leave your comments down below. Leave a like, but please, if you do comment, do remember to be respectful to one another. And also, I would really appreciate it if you guys did share the video with like-minded individuals. On screen right now, you should also be seeing some of our older videos. Perhaps give them a look as well. You never know, you might just learn something. But all in all, guys, thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the love on YouTube, on this platform. And I hope you guys have an awesome day further.